We're live. We're live. It's Thursday, April 30th, 2020. Hello. Welcome. If you're here, say hi. I'll see it right over here on my computer if you do say hi. And today's a day to hang out. My name's Aaron, if you're new here. I work in the recording studio doing music. And lately I've been working on a project from my friend Jesse. We went to Abbey Road, recorded a bunch of stuff, and we're at the tail end of it here, and I'm doing some mixing. Mixed the first song yesterday, and I'm actually going to start on a new mix today. This is another, this is kind of a fun tune. We did like a different version of this song with Jesse's like other band, and then this is kind of the same song, different version for his solo project, slower and a little more chilled out. So yeah, it's called The Last Great Summer, and I'm gonna just go for it. I'm just gonna get started on it. And if you're here, say hi. If you're not here, don't say hi. Say goodbye. No, but if you're here, I'm glad you're here. And we got a couple different views today. We got here's Pro Tools, and I've got my mixing view here, and then we've got this camera, because we got this Blackmagic A10 Mini here set up. So it's like three views here. Let me know if anything is sounding funny or looking funny, and I will change things. But I'm just gonna get started here. So the cool thing about mixing an entire album project is you can copy a lot of the settings song to song, especially if like in our case we recorded the same drum tracks, that we didn't generally we're going to have a similar sound song to song. It's not going to be exactly the same. Some songs will be more dry, some songs will be more sort of like verbed out, and some songs will be more aggressive, some songs will be more held back. But in general, it's going to save us a lot of time to use the same settings that we used on the last song as a template for this song. So I'm going to do that. I'll show you my screen here. And here it is. Here's our song. We've got a pretty full song here, 60 or so tracks, a bunch of background vocals, some keyboards, some beautiful lush strings, as well as some guitars, and a bunch of fun percussion stuff and drums. Yep, that's it. So import session data is going to be our friend on this one. So the first thing I'm going to do is do a save as. Very important. Last Great Summer mixing. And bingo, we're saved. So we can get back to the state before this if we make some catastrophic mistake. And the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm just going to import. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the send to you. So right now I'm sending to you all over the internet on A5 and 6 here. I'm going to get rid of all of the sends to A5 and 6 except the lead vocal. So I'm going to go like this and go sends, no send, because I'm going to send those to you differently, which you'll see how in a moment here. So then I'm going to go like right here or so. Then I'm going to go import session data. Now we're going to go find that that other song, the song that we did yesterday, The Universal Sign for Heartbreak, mix 1. We did a mix 1 on it. And we may make some changes. I sent it to Jesse. In general, we like where it's at. There'll probably be a few tweaks, but we're pretty much in the ballpark. So I feel confident importing stuff from this mix, into this one. So here we go. Universal Sign for Heartbreak Mix 1. If I go open, then it's going to show me this dialog box, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go match tracks. What that does is the tracks that are the same name, it's going to assume that, you know, the hi-hat track from that song, I want to copy the settings to this song. And you got to go through and really make sure that it does the right thing, because it doesn't always do the right thing. So yes, you have to be vigilant in that sense. So the kick out, that didn't get copied. We need to go find that. Kick out, bingo, right there. The kick sample we're going to import as a new track. And by the way, on this main playlist options, I'm going to say do not import. And I'm going to uncheck clips and media, because I don't want it to bring in the actual audio from that session, obviously. I'm gonna make this snare distorted track and the snare sample a new track. I'm not gonna bring in the snare delay because I don't need to do that. The verb snare, that might be fun to bring in. Snare top 2, snare bottom. We want to go to snare B. These all look good. Kit. Yeah, see, this did the wrong thing here. This kit plate, it's gonna, you know, import to guitar's room. That's not what we want. We want where is it? Plate. This crash, we'll wait to bring that in. I don't think we actually need that. The shaker 3, Tambo. I don't want to bring those in because those are different. And I do want to bring in as a new track my drum auxes here, which are all these. I don't want to bring in that. Don't want to bring in that. Bass goes to bass, that's correct. And I want to bring in these bass auxes as new tracks here. Acoustic. I generally copy the settings from like drums and bass and vocals, but guitars are a little bit more sort of individual, because you don't know song to song. The guitars might be wildly different. So I'm not going to bring in any of the settings for the guitars here. So we'll just leave those alone. Leave those alone. I am going to bring in the guitar delay, the shimmer thing, the guitar's aux, the guitar room, because I don't already have that, right? Yep. Piano. Yep. Now these are the individual string tracks, which are disabled right now. Let me just look at this session here and see what this is called. The strings that I want are the strings called 0100 strings 2T take 3. Okay, so we need to find, again, this is like, you know, session maintenance. It's important, but it can be boring at times, especially for a live stream. But hey, if you're here, say hi. Dries bought me a beer yesterday. He's a live stream viewer, and he gave me €5 to buy a beer. That was just the nicest thing ever. So I want to just say that I accept gifts, I accept super chats, accept them with much gratitude. Okay, so I think violin, yeah, string room edit. Strings. Okay, we may need to go find that in a second. That's fine. Keys, we need to bring in the keys aux. Here's the strings. Yep, and that goes to that track. There's the strings, great. Strings aux should be a new track. Talkback doesn't need to come in. The vocal, yes, I do want to bring in the vocal. I am going to bring in this half note delay too. I don't want to bring in these tuner tracks. The double, no thank you. No thank you on these background vocals. Nope. Again, background vocals are going to be wildly different song to song, so we don't want to really copy any of those. Let's see. What's the right master here? I think probably master 1. Okay, let's just try this. Here we go. And we wait as it thinks for a moment and brings things in. Just importing stuff into my mix here, mixing song number 2. Okay, so now we got all these tracks, mostly like aux tracks. But now I'm going to go put these all where they belong and do some color coding and stuff like that. So, first of all, I want to delete automation on these aux tracks here. As well as if I have any automation, it doesn't look like it there or there. That's fine. Okay. Now I'm going to grab these, put them up here. Kick sample goes after the kick. The snare stuff goes after the first snare track. While we're up here, I can go ahead and copy this top snare down to the snare sample. The verb snare is an instrument track, so we don't we don't need to mess with that for now. It copied. It made the right outputs, which was nice. But let's take a look at the automation here on the drums, and no automation, which is good. You want to make sure you don't have automation brought over from your other session, because obviously it won't be right. And while we're at it here, we may as well put these outputs to the right spot, which is going to be bus 31 and 32. That's what I always use for drums. I don't know why. It's just what I do. And then also while we're here, let's just make this look all nice. So I'm going to make this really small so that I can select all of my drums here. And we're going to make them blue. So we're going to make the tracks blue, and then we're going to also make the clips in the tracks blue. And now the percussion, do the same thing. We're going to make but a slightly different shade of blue. Clips and tracks, that color, tracks, that color. So now I know I've got my drums here, got my percussion here. So just at a glance, you can see stuff that you need to see. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bigger now so I can see what the heck I'm doing. The rest of these tracks that we imported here, we're going to drag down. There's the bass. And while we're here, let's go ahead and make the bass green. Next is the guitar auxes and everything else. We're going to drag down to below the last guitar, which is right here. Nope, one more. Banjo. Tricked me because it's a MIDI banjo. It's not a real banjo. I don't actually play banjo. But we do have a little banjo in this song, which is sort of fun. Let's also assign this bass out. Oh, no, it brought the outputs. That's fine. That's good. And we're going to assign all these guitars to bus 25 and 26 because that's where my guitars go. And then we're going to make all these guitars red. First of all, the acoustics. Let me see here. Ah, yes. Okay, that's fine. I'll put so this is an acoustic, and then this, I'm trying to, that's an acoustic. that's not gonna sound right to you yet. Apologize for that. I was just figuring out what the heck this is here. Okay, we'll just make these the acoustic color for now. That's fine. Okay, so these 4 tracks are kind of the lighter pink color here, which is acoustic, and then these tracks here are the darker red, which is the electrics. So we can differentiate those. This is, I guess the banjo counts kind of as an acoustic, so we'll make that back to that color and bring that up. Again, yeah, this is just like organization, right? It just already looks more manageable here, easier to deal with. Next thing, bring the keys down below all of the stuff. And then the strings, where did they go? They are hiding here. Bring those right here. Okay, so now we're going to make our keys all purple, which is the color I like to make my keys. Tracks, make those purple. Bingo. And then strings, we did like a yellow-ish. The lead vocal, I do this like teal just because it's like really stands out. And then background vocals, we do like an orange. We got a lot of background vocals on this song. Look at all these. Oh my word. Give me a break. Okay. So there we have it. We don't need that. Here's me. Here's my talk back. Okay, how we feeling? Feeling good? Yes, it brought the right master plugin in. That's good. We don't need this. Okay, so we are getting there. We're getting there. So now, actually, you know what? It probably brought in the sends to you. So the drums, which are all going to 3132, yep, they are being sent out to you via A5 and 6 right there, as well as the bass, which is being sent out to you there, as well as the guitars, as well as the keys and the strings, which are the correct output. I need to assign the output for the keys here, which is bus 2728, which is right here. And I think that's about it. We got the vocal going straight out to you. That's fine. Plate verb is down. That's interesting. So I have an extra reverb on this song, which I may or may not actually use. That's fine. And where did that half note delay go? There it is. Okay, I want to put that lead vocal, because that has to do with him. Okay, so now we're going to double check. We're going to make everything really small, and we're going to highlight the all group. And we're going to make sure nothing has actual automation on it here. So it looks like the strings do. We're going to delete that. Going to delete the automation on the lead vocal. And none of these backgrounds do. These sticks do right here, this sort of like percussion track, but that's okay because that was part of this session. Okay, so we can feel pretty confident about that. But I am going to actually select this and say edit, cut special, all automation, because I know I had other automation on the vocal track, such as reverb level and stuff like that. So that should be good for now anyway. Bus 39 and 40, let me just check here. 11 and 12 is the plate. Yeah, I'm going to delete this plate verb because we don't need that. And then I'm also going to delete this bus 39 and 40 because I don't think we need that. I'm going to mute the lead vocal. I'm going to mute everything actually, except the drum groups, because I'm going to be starting with just drums per usual. Yep. Okay, so the bass auxes are muted. The guitar auxes are muted. Make sure everything's going to the guitar aux. 25, 26. Yep. The keyboard aux is going to be muted there. The vocal I'm going to mute. And the strings aux I'm also going to mute. And the background vocals I'm going to mute. Okay. We are now in good shape. I'm going to turn on this heat plugin, which is just a tape saturation thing for my entire session. I just use that by default. And let's listen here. Here, first of all, actually, let's copy this drum down to the kick sample. We'll probably change our samples on this song. Probably needs a different sample. This is a unique song because I don't actually hit the snare at all until the bridge. So we could go ahead and just get rid of superfluous snare tracks till the bridge because I don't hit it. Wait, hang on. In the verse 2, I do hit it there. So starting right there, I hit that snare, but we don't need it on obviously the sample track. So the sample will be muted all the way till there. Not that it matters because it's not going to be triggered till there anyway. Let's just hear the sample, see if it's coming. There it is. Okay, it's a good start. Okay, great. So kick drum, what do we got here? Let's go to chorus 1. How's it going, Jim? Thank you for those kind words. No, please feel free to interrupt my work. That's why I'm streaming live. I want you to interrupt. Interrupt, ask me questions, say hello. You know, it's quarantine time, so I'm usually kind of a loner when it comes to work anyway, but I'm just an extra loner now, just lonely. So please say hi, please ask questions, ask me what I'm doing. Right now I'm mixing a song. That sounds pretty good. Let's disable this drums group. Where is that? Drums. Yeah, we'll have to P1 kit. Yeah, that's what we want to. And then drums, is drums everything? Yeah, okay, we're going to modify some groups here. Again, a lot of this is like session maintenance stuff, but it's important so that you don't pull your hair out. So currently in the group, we want all that stuff, that's good, but we also want to put in other stuff. We want to put in the verb snare goes in the group, the lo-fi goes in the group. That's it. So now when I select that, it selects all the drums. And then I'm going to disable that. Now kicks, that looks right. Snares, do we have a snares group yet? We do not, so we're going to do snares group and then disable that for now, but we have it available. We also need to edit our toms. That's always something that you got to do. I mean, you don't got to do it, but I do it. So this song, Da-da-doom, da. This song has kind of a tom heavy beat, which is fun. Ba-da-doom. So that's the first time you hear it. And I think I will be just a good boy, and I could just leave this open. Basically, when I edit these, it's like I'm doing a manual gate. I could just leave this open for this whole time, but I'm going to edit it individually because I'm a good boy. So basically, I'm going to leave the floor tom because I'm just kind of riding on that. But I will edit the rack tom here. So basically just... Yeah, like, you know what? I could even do a like a grid mode here so that I go like about a measure, or I mean a quarter note or so. Boom. Maybe a little longer. Sometimes I like editing in grid mode because I can tab. When I hit tab like that, it tabs to the transient there, and then I cut it there, and then I can... When I make my selection for where I fade it out to, I like the idea that it fades out on a beat. It's just one of those like little things that helps these things sound like a little bit more musical, even if it's not exactly the same every time. I like the thought that I'm editing on on like an eighth note, so it fades out in a musical sort of way. There we go. Next, we'll come back to the floor tom in a second and do that one by itself because that's going to be its own thing. That'll be easier because I'll basically just be muting it at the tops of sections and stuff. So. Adam says he's red-pink colorblind. Could I please change the color? Well, luckily, you don't have to mix this one. So stream quality is great. Switching's very smooth. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks very much. This is how I switch things. Just kind of upgraded my setup. Jim says, I'm a songwriter, has limited production abilities, so these sessions are great. Thanks, Jim. Pedal board update. Yeah. You know, I'll do one. Okay, I'll just say that I'll do one this year, at some point. But my goal is to make a big upgrade before I do my next pedal board update. I just did a little quick rearrange the other day, and there it is. You can see. That's my board. That's my cat. One of my cats. And it's been... I've had this physical board, this actual pedal board, for quite a while now. 5-6 years? Longer, maybe. And it's like a 24 by 16. And it's been great. But I'm thinking about upgrading the actual board. Because, truth be told, this one is falling apart a little bit, and underneath it's sort of like a horror show, and I would love to do a major overhaul where I switch the actual physical board out, and I would love to get one of those that new company, I forgot the name, I was talking about it yesterday, the what are they called? They're like made in Germany. Schmidt Array, SCHMIDT, Schmidt Array pedal boards. I don't even know how much they are, but they have to be expensive because they're super nice, and they have little like hinges for the top, top level. They have a couple different levels, and then you can put pedals underneath. And then the other big upgrade I want to do is I want to get a Gigrig G2. Daniel Steinhardt, shout out for the Gigrig G2. It's just a unbelievable switching system for pedal boards. That would give me more loops. Right now I have 9. I think that would give me 10 at least. And then also it gives you, it has the ability to do stereo or 2 amps, which right now I'm running 2 amps, but I'm doing it through this like Humdinger external piece of gear thing, which is fine. But that's actually made by GigRig, who make the G2. But the G2 kind of does it all internally. And then the other two huge things with that thing are 3 huge things. One, the sound quality is just unparalleled. He does not cut corners on that thing. That's why it's $1,200. 2, you can rearrange your loops. So whatever you have plugged into one, it doesn't have to go in that order, where right now my switcher is kind of like a dumb switcher where it doesn't know what's plugged into it, where this one you can program, oh no, I want it to go from 3 to 8 to 1 to 2, or you can put them anywhere, and you can change that per preset. So you can actually change that like per song, or in the middle of a song, you can change the order of stuff, which is crazy, but very cool. And then it also, number 3, it has MIDI capability. So with one button push, it could tell my Timeline and my Big Sky and my Gravitas to change patches. So one button push could change what pedals are on and could change the patch on the Timeline and the Big Sky and the Gravitas. So it's just like, once you get that's like a future-proof sort of piece of gear where it would be way more than I even needed. But I really would be able to grow with it. And to be honest, it would give me a lot of flexibility in the studio where, because I sometimes, well, a lot of times use my pedal board for projects that aren't my own. And so the order of pedals might really change with that. And then also it would be fun to do a guest loop section on the board where one of the loops is just like an output. And then if I'm like auditioning pedals or whatever, I can just put those right there and they can be integrated into the board. And then also I can put those guest pedals wherever I want, of course, because you can rearrange the loops. So it's kind of like the sky's the limit on that stuff. But that would be a huge upgrade, and that would be a really fun video to do. But I would just need like $2,000 to do it, because the G2 is like $1,200, and then I bet the pedal board that I would want from Schmidt Array would be like 800 or something. I don't know if that's way low or way high, but yeah, if you want to drop a tip note for $2,000, just do that in the live chat there. Just give me a super chat, $2,000, and the video will be sponsored by you, Jim. It's all about you. No, seriously though, if you do that, I absolutely will make that video and give you a shout out. Anyway, that seems like too many features, maybe only legal in Germany. Yeah. Yeah, I showed the underneath, your OCD couldn't cope. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's it's my dirty little secret. Very unorganized. That's sort of me in a nutshell, to be honest with you. Everything looks nice on the surface. Don't open up the closet though. Skeletons in the closet. But it all works. You know what I mean? But I'm just not. I like to get going on stuff. So I'm not extremely fastidious behind the scenes. I want to be more that way though, because that gives you more longevity in your gear, especially when you're buying expensive things. I think it makes the more expensive gear you have, the more it makes sense to really sort of give it the royal treatment, so to speak. So anyway, yeah, someday soon. I've also got to do a new demo. Guy named Stephen Pettyjohn sent me a new pedal from Pettyjohn Pedals, and very excited to get that demo going. He makes really great overdrives and mostly dynamics sort of flavored pedals, and they all sound really great. This one is no exception. It's called the Pettyjohn Rail, and it's a really unique kind of aggressive fuzz, but a modern take on a fuzz. I'm not really like a vintage fuzz guy. I like the modern fuzz thing, whatever that means. The one fuzz pedal that I own that I love is called the Face Ripper by Doc Lloyd, and it's just the craziest pedal. If you want to search my videos for Doc Lloyd Face Ripper, it is just vicious and amazing sounding. It's like it doesn't even matter what else you have on. If you turn on the Face Ripper, it'll just sound like the Face Ripper. So I love it for that reason. I don't do, like, if I'm gonna do a fuzz, it's not gonna be a subtle effect. I'm a subtle overdrive kind of guy, but if there's gonna be a fuzz, it's gonna be like, wow, this thing is crazy. Just editing these toms as I talk here. Oh, sorry, I forgot that question there. Before the pandemic, how much of your board setup was for live versus studio work? I played live. My live career, so to speak, is very limited and goes in little spurts. I played in a band called Fell From a Star from about 2017 to 2019. A couple years we played out. I sort of set up the board for live, and that was, yeah, and it worked for the studio as well. I think it's more, the board's more just set up for me, what I like to play. And the way I like to play live is I like to program everything in. The one thing about, doing things sort of more permanently, so to speak, on your board is that it's harder to switch stuff in and out, so I do want to be really neat and tidy with the board, but I don't want to have it so set in stone that I can't switch things out, because I just always want to switch things out. And it's come back to bite me more times than I care to admit, that like the cable length is exactly right for one pedal, and then I switch that pedal out, and then the new pedal has the jacks on the top instead of the sides, and it's literally like there's not enough cable to get in there. So those cables that I made are just useless now, or I can try to use them for something else. But I sort of, you make your own cable. That would be another possible upgrade, would be all new cables. That would be kind of crazy, because those, it's wild how expensive those can be. I don't even use the most expensive sort of cables, and I use the Lava Tightrope cables, and mine are still really expensive. The Daniel Steinhardt, the pedal show guy, uses what are they called? SIS, solderless cables. I use solderless cables, but I use Lava cables, and the SIS system is just crazy expensive. That's probably too much for me. I'm not saying it's not worth it or overpriced, because I'm sure it isn't. And if I was like, I think it's like a reliability thing, like they will like never break. So if I was touring a lot or something like that, I would probably do maybe an upgrade like that. But for now, the Lava cable, 9 times out of 10, it really works for me. I had a lot of problems with George L's cables. I don't really recommend those, because the way they go together is different than the Lava cable is just a tighter kind of system. So pedal order, yeah. In general, I like to do, for pedal order, I like to do well, yeah, it depends on what you have. What do you have, Jim? What pedals do you have? And then I'll tell you what order to put them in. Or I'll tell you what I would do. In general, you want to put like fuzz first and wah first if you have wah, because they don't really play nicely with other pedals in front of them because of buffers and things like that. What's going on here? Okay. But yeah, so fuzz/wah, and then compression even before that. Sometimes fuzz/wah, compression, then like octave, then overdrive. Let me look at my board here. Then fuzz/wah, compression, octave, overdrive, boost or boost then overdrive, then delay, then or delay and any time-based effects like flanger, phaser, things like that. Then tremolo, then reverb. You could also put the tremolo very last if you wanted to. That's fun to do. Okay, how are we doing on this song here? That's looking good. Looking good for now. Let's just go ahead and solo all the drums. And just sort of see where we're at here. So because I'm kind of riding on this tom here, I might give it a little less low end, because it just is, it's getting overwhelming, you know, and then a little more top too, so I can hear the attack of it just a little bit more, just a tiny bit. That's not bad though. Okay, so Jim, you got a Deep Six compressor, Benson preamp, JHS Morning Glory, and broadcast. Lose one of the Benson or the broadcast. I mean, they are different flavors. You may have seen my video that compared those two. The broadcast is like, they're both like big full range preamp boosty type of pedals. Both amazing, beautiful sounding. My friend Randy likes the Benson better. I like the broadcast better. I have a Benson amp though. The cool thing about the Benson preamp is you can get that Benson amp flavor, which to me is this high-end fizzy thing, which is really nice. The broadcast, I would do it. Yeah, I would do it in the order, pretty much the order that you sent. I would do compressor, but I would do the Morning Glory first. After the compressor, so I'd go compressor, then Morning Glory, then whatever preamp into whatever preamp. Although some people who I really respect, like Ariel, the guy who plays with Joey Landreth, I forgot his last name, Ariel Posen. He talked about that his world really opened up when he put his compressor after his drive. I don't do that. I do compressor before. And for me, the compressor is always on. So the compressor is kind of just part of the sound. The Deep Six is a great compressor. It's got that blend control on it, so you can dial in, you know, your clean tone or your dry on top of the compressed, and it's just that's what I like doing anyway with the compressor. I don't know what kind of music you play, but in general, unless you're playing sort of chicken picking country stuff. Normally what people want is a transparent sounding. They just want sort of more sustain, and that's what I'm getting from my compressor, and it just sort of like lifts everything and makes everything just kind of sound better. So I do a set it and forget it on my compressor. I have little tape marks on my Origin Effects Cali 76 Compact Deluxe, and it's awesome. So yeah, preamp, I would say the reason I would say it doesn't have to be first, or I wouldn't recommend that it's first even, is because those preamp pedals have the broadcast, which is also like a preamp pedal. They have a ton of internal headroom, and so they can handle being pushed from another pedal. Whereas like the Morning Glory, if you feed a Benson preamp into the Morning Glory or a Hudson Broadcast into the Morning Glory, you're gonna hit the roof of that thing like really quick, headroom wise. And so you might be frustrated with sort of volumes and stuff if you have the Morning Glory after one of your preamp pedals. So that's why I like to put the preamp pedals later in the chain, because they can handle all of that like output. My Hudson Broadcast is 24 volts too, so even just voltage wise, it can handle all of this power, so it doesn't sort of fart out and collapse under the weight of like all of this pushed stuff into it. It just sort of still sounds good. So that's what I like doing. Oh man, Drees with the heavy hitter there, Grace by Jeff Buckley. One of the greatest rock albums of all time, or I don't know if you'd call it a rock album. A avant-garde alternative rock, emotional rock thing. Oh man, Grace by Jeff Buckley. Just gone way too soon. Jeff Buckley, rest in peace. Amazing, amazing voice, incredible songwriter, incredible musician. Died way too young. 27 or something like that. He was way too young, and it was tragic. I love that album. I love what are some of my favorite albums? Lately I've been loving pop music. Lately, like, my favorite artist is Robyn, the Swedish pop singer. Her album, her latest album, Honey, is great. I don't know if you'd put it in like my favorite albums of all time, but my favorite albums right now. And also her album previous to this, which was called Body Talk, was just an amazing. That's like a classic pop record. Loving that one. Yeah, lately it's a lot of pop records. I really like this band called Eider. I think that's how you say it, Ider. They're really great. My friend just told me about this band called Muna. They're really cool. Like, of all time, though, I'd have to probably go to, like, Radiohead. OK Computer, Radiohead. It's just hard to beat that album. Every song is amazing and innovative, and it's just way ahead of its time. If you listen to it now, it sounds current. It sounds like you would go see this band at Coachella. Like, they'd be like a cool band at Coachella if you just put on OK Computer. Just crazy like that. And just kind of gets better and better with each listen. Amazing album. Other ones by Radiohead too are great. I also really love Rufus Wainwright. His Want albums, Want 1 and Want 2. Also, the album before that, Poses. Great album. Sigur Rós, the Icelandic ambient band. Their album, Parentheses. It's just the symbol for parentheses. Great, amazing, classic, beautiful album. I love a local artist named Jeremy Enoch. He was in a band called Sunny Day Real Estate. He is incredible. I have hung out with him a couple times. I haven't actually hung out with him. My friend knows him. We're in Seattle, and so he's just like a local guy, and my friend like grew up with him. So I've hung out in the same room as him several times, but I can never get the courage up to go talk to him. He's very introverted and kind of keeps to himself, so I don't want to bother him. But he has a great album. His first solo album was called Return to the Frog Queen. Great album. Also, his other solo albums, World Waits and OK Bear, and also his latest one. I forgot the name right now, but I did like a Kickstarter backer thing on that one, so I have like a vinyl of that. What is that called? I forgot. Anyway, he's great. I love anything he does. Beautiful, unique voice, this raspy sort of voice. Sunny Day Real Estate, they were like the godfathers of the emo thing. Before emo was like a style, they were just sort of playing music, and it really caught on, that whole like real emotional. I feel like the switch with Sunny Day was in the 90s. Grunge was kind of about like anger. Grunge was like the new punk rock, basically. And then Sunny Day came along and like the emo thing. And what was cool about that is that it turned from anger to sad. And I liked that. And I resonated more with that. I don't ever think I was like a angry young kid, but I do resonate more with sadness for sure. And I think a lot of us did. And that's why I think a lot of people do. So that's why that sort of genre took off. But yeah, they were great. They were great. And Jeremy still is great, still writing music. He's been doing some, just like everyone else has been doing, some live acoustic from home, but he's been doing some throwback stuff. Like he did some old Sunny Day, like from the Pink album, which is kind of like the Sunny Day fans album. Like if you're a fan of that band, that's your favorite album. And if you're not a fan of that band, that's your least favorite album. Because it's the most Sunny Day of all of the Sunny Day albums. It's the most sort of avant-garde and non-melodic in terms of the songs. And, you know, every song kind of has an ebb and flow to it. And it's not really like a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus type of album. Kind of meanders and goes everywhere, but much loved by all of the fans. So anyway, thanks for that trip down memory lane there. Back to work here. How are we doing on these drums? I feel pretty good about these so far. Let's turn on some of this percussion and see what this stuff does. So I know I have these Tycho drums. Okay, those don't come until chorus 2. I recorded these the other day, I think on a stream. But I have these, so I have ba-da-dum. These are like these sort of Japanese-ish sounding taiko drums. And then I have, if I turn on the rest of the drums, yeah, I don't know. May or may not use those. We'll see. Let's turn on these this percussion here. Let's see what happens with this stuff. Okay. I mean, it's sort of fun. Okay, 19 and 20. I think I have something going. Let me just double check and make sure. Sometimes the problem with doing the import session data thing is like if you get your buses crossed. Right now it sounded like these sticks were going to two different places maybe. This 19 and 20. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to set a different output for, or a different input for this half note delay thing. Let's go to bus 4344. Yeah. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, not bad. What's this bass doing? Okay, hold on a sec. are we hearing? Okay, for now I'm just going to mute this reverb because it's giving me trouble. Okay. Got our bass here. Yeah, I do mastering as well as mixing. I kind of chatted yesterday actually about there's sort of an ongoing war between mastering guys and mix guys. Sometimes you'll send stuff to a mastering guy and they're like, "Oh, why'd you mix it like that?" And you're like, you know, I don't know. I don't like all the opinions of mastering people. I always say mastering guys. Mastering guys and gals. I like to basically have the master sound like the mix. So I mix relatively hot, not super hot, but I will I don't mind mastering my own stuff. I used to not like doing it, but now with the tools you kind of have available, I'll use this Ozone, which I also have in my master bus here, just kind of as a protection thing. This thing is great, honestly, for mastering, and you can get stuff sounding big and crisp and loud and everything. And it has a couple cool little features too with you can load in references to this guy here. So you can load in it's like this master assistant. No, that's not what it is. It's reference. Yeah, so you can add, like right here, I can drag in like a mix that, you know, from a band that I like just like an MP3. And then you can you just hit this button and you go back and forth between your mix and the reference mix. And it's really cool just to be able to, like, especially when you're mastering. Not as much of a mix thing for me, but when I'm mastering, I like to do that for just like overall loudness levels. I'll do that. But this thing works great. Since I got this, I'm like, sure, I'll master it, whatever. So yeah, I do mastering. Okay, let's see what these guitars are doing here. Just gonna mute the ones I'm not using for now because they're way too loud. Okay, so we have sort of a lot of guitars on this one. These are the original first two acoustics which I played. And then these are the two tracks we did at Abbey Road. So this was like a clean on the left side there. That's a like a clean 335 type of thing. And then this was just another acoustic on the right side here. When I'm going through and kind of getting levels, I want to leave space for stuff. By the way, I mentioned this yesterday too, but I'm mixing really quiet. And that's how I like to do it. You can hear, it sounds counterintuitive, but you can hear more detail sometimes when it's quieter. So yeah, I like to mix quiet. Like you could talk over this volume. You're not getting the true picture of it because you're getting a full volume mix. But I'm turning up and down my control room here as I'm working, and I'm mixing pretty quiet. I don't have like a decibel meter, but it's fairly quiet. So that banjo sounds kind of ridiculous right now, But once we put the reverb on it, it sounds a little less ridiculous. And we'll turn it down too, of course. Wait, which reverb is it going to? Is it going to a different reverb than I think? It's going to bus 1 and 2. Oh. Oh, yeah. Now, this is just a backgroundy thing. To give a little mellower feel, to kind of mellow out. And also, this sort of goes along with it, this high-strung picked thing. Oops. I should put some reverb on that, too. Not that much, though. Also like to put it through the guitar room, which is this bus 1314. Let's do a little SSL EQ on this gal here. So if I'm just get rid of some low end, crank some top end, mid-rangey. One of the secrets, one of the things I do a lot is do a high shelf at 1.5K. It's a very dramatic adjustment, but I like what it does. I think the like plucking, to me, the way it mellows something out is the idea that you could hear someone plucking a banjo or a high-strung acoustic over the top of, you know, any sort of like raging drums and stuff just gives a sense of sort of like calm to the song. So that's why I like putting those in there. That's good for now. Let's see what else we got. We got a high-strung strummed. Okay, now right now all of that stuff is probably taking up too much space in the mix. That's the struggle with this stuff. A lot of times it's like, hey, it sounds good, I want to turn it up, but we have piano, organ, a full string section, and a bunch of vocals to get to. So everything's got to just occupy its own like little space. And it's about volume, but it's also about frequencies, like EQ. you. Okay, watch out, turning on the electrics. Let's see what this piano's doing here. Unmute the keys, but then mute the organ here. Kind of nice. Organ. Background vocals. Watch out. Thank you. Yes, thank you on the strings. All you need to do for good sounding strings is just go to Abbey Road. Here's the strings by themselves. Yep. They're fun. Okay, we may as well turn on the vocal. We may as well. We're making quick work of this thing.
Last week of the summer sun, pack bags in the old VW. Won't start, so we give a shove. We're on our way. Cassette jammed in the tape machine, Wildflowers playing on repeat. Tom Petty makes us feel 16 again today. Let's get lost and find the summer. We know we're not getting younger. All my life searching for the last great summer, better than the one before. The last great summer, hidden road to a secret beach, long days and longer.
There is like a bug with auto-tune live, especially on this song, man. I gotta like disable all these, where it'll like put you in the wrong key. Did you guys hear that? Longer and longer sleeps. Makes me angry. Don't have so many background vocals, Aaron, or don't put auto-tune on all of them. I want to though, so you know. Just disabling and re-enabling all of these auto-tune plugins because they're just like, they're giving me problems. To make sure they're on the right setting here. Yeah, C major. I guess there are a heck of a lot. Jeez Louise, how many vocals do we have on this song? It's gotta be like 30 vocals. Okay, chill out everybody. Everyone chill.
Long days and longer sleeps.
That's better.
Long days and longer sleeps. Plant a kiss on your freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. These are the days. Oh, let's get lost and find each other. We know we're not getting younger. All my life I'm searching
Yeah, hey, nice little playthrough there. I had it going kind of loud in the room. That's, that's just when we're trying to get excited about the song. It's sounding great. It's honestly sounding really great. All of those settings, the things that I sort of worked so hard on yesterday, are coming back to. I'm reaping the benefits of all of that stuff. Meaning, drum EQ that I kind of worked on and levels. When the snare came in, it sounded kind of right. I got a snare sample in there. It's like, sounds pretty good to me. Sounds good. Don't mess with it if it ain't broke. Yes, to answer your question, I do. I recommend as many head bobs as you can do per mix. Is the more the better. Yeah, I have a set thing I do for mixing. I also like to color code here. So I'll go. My drums are here, right, and then underneath that's percussion. Then I got my drum auxes. Then I have bass. Then I have acoustic guitars. Then electric guitars. Then I got my guitar auxes, and then I've got my keys, which are purple. Then my keys aux, and then I've got strings, and then I have my lead vocal, and then after the lead vocal, I have all the background vocals there. And then at the very end down there, I've got my like master plugins down there below. You can see that I can fly around the screen with ease. Yeah, I did that all by myself. So that's I sometimes change things, but really that's most sessions. That's kind of how I roll. Sometimes you have more stuff in a session, horns, or whatever. I'll put those kind of down with the like keys / strings. Depends on the session. But that's generally how I do it, and that's most instruments in modern pop production that I produce anyway. They sort of fit into one of those categories. So, yeah, this one I'm trying to have the strings play like a big role in the mix, just because they're so special, This is how we're starting it.
Last week of the summer sun, packed bags in the old Vidal.
And yeah, kind of fun, right? Sort of fun. So from this point, and we got to this point yesterday, which is basically like the mix sounds pretty good, kind of like I'll spend, a few hours getting the mix to sound like relatively good, like decent sort of sounding. And I probably have a few more things to do. I want to figure out the bass. I was kind of losing the bass a little bit. I want to see if I can make the bass a little bit bigger sounding. But from here, it's like little tweaks. It's like just, automation, obviously. So I'm, automating the vocal up certain sections, the lead vocal specifically, and then actually there's a special thing we want to do in verse 2. Maybe we'll do that next, because that'll be fun. But mostly it's like little tweaks. It's like little automation things, just like bringing stuff up. Obviously in the in the breakdown there, these background vocals were way too loud. But this is a good one to do while y'all are here, because I'm gonna do a special thing in verse 2 here. So right here.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch 10 lines on the wrist. No time like.
So just that much. I wanna filter like everything in the mix except like the lead vocal and those backgrounds and the piano, which is doing a really pretty thing right here. Here's what the piano's doing. Just so pretty, right? I might even mute the strings. Here's the strings. But yeah. Actually, I'll probably keep them in there, but I will filter them. So basically, everything's gonna. What I want to happen is, for the quarter note or maybe measure before. So right about like
golden rays.
2, 3, 4. So golden rays. 2, 3, 4. I want to have a filter slowly come on for everything except the vocal. And then these vocals here that are doing this thing. And I think actually what I'm going to do is I want to create a special aux. This will be step 1 for these vocals because I want them to be even more kind of spaced out than my normal background vocals. So I'm just going to call this Oz. And then I'm going to set this input to, we'll go bus, just a bus we're not using, 45, 46. And then we're going to set the input for all of these ahs, which occur later too, but that's fine, to bus 45 and 46. And then let's also make sure that I send that to you, because you want to be able to hear that. So that's how I do that. I send it to 5 and 6, and then, yep, that's good. Okay. So now if we solo just all these ahs here, let's just kind of get these guys sounding how we want. As a starting point, I'm going to put the plugins that I have on my normal background vocal bus on this Oz thing, which are an EQ, like a doubler chorus thing, and I got a de-esser on there. I probably don't really need that, but I'll keep it on there for now. And then this reverb and this delay. So I'm just holding down Option and grabbing these and bringing them up here. So. So I wanna give it more reverb than that. And I'm gonna do a higher mix on this chorus here to make them sound even kind of swimmier. And then I'm gonna crank the send to the delay as well, a little higher. Cool.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch 10 lines on the wrist. No time.
Okay, now let's do our filtery thing. We'll start with the drums, and all the percussion and the drums are going to these. This is a good thing about doing these aux tracks, is whatever you do to these auxes, it's going to do to everything that's going in there, right? So what we're going to do, the first step will be
On your freckled cheek through
figuring out where we're starting here.
rays.
I think I'll actually only do it for the last two measures. 3, 4.
Warm sun.
So starting there, starting like,
Warm.
so I'm going to make a marker there called filter start.
Warm sun.
And then let's look at this EQ here. We can just do it with these plugins that we already have here. I'm going to enable automation for this one and also maybe for this one. And then I'm just going to go to those said automations. And I'm going to turn stuff down.
Warm sun on the
If we solo our drums and percuss, we'll hear the effect here. This one doesn't have an EQ, so let's we're gonna put a new EQ on here. We'll just do the SSL channel. Oh, yeah, that's fine. And we're gonna automate the filter here. That's really what I should do on the other one too. That's fine. I can copy paste it. And then I'm going to look at this filter, the low pass frequency, and I'm going to go from the filter start, which is right there, to when I want it to go, and I'm going to do that. So, okay, that's part way there. I'm going to put this one up here, And then I'm going to actually get rid of this. I'm going to leave that. And I'm going to disable the plugin for that. I'm going to just do it all on this SSL here. Okay, that's not bad, but we want it to go even darker than that. So we're going to enable the automation on the high frequency gain. We're going to set that gain to like somewhere kind of low, so that what we're doing now is we're going to just enable like a big shelf here. And now we're going to grab that from that same spot to that same spot, and we're going to go down, and then I'm going to copy this plugin down to this channel too, and that'll do it to both channels. So now we're like really filtered. And then by the same token, it will come back up right there. And if we look at our other setting, the low pass frequency, one and a two and a 1, 2, 3, and so it kind of fades in, fades out, and it sounds like this. Now we may want to tweak that a little bit, but for now, the cool thing is we can just copy that that little filter to our other tracks too, our other auxes. We can't do it to the bass aux because I can't copy a stereo track to a mono track. Can't triple stamp a double stamp. Put this there. I don't know if we need to do it on the bass track.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist.
We may just mute the bass.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time.
Okay, let's do it to the guitars though. Those are stereo, so I can just grab one of these plugins because that's all it's doing. Other than the filter, it's not doing anything. So now I just dragged that to the guitars, and it'll do it on the guitars.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Cheek through golden rays.
I think I want it to do it for a whole measure rather than this half measure thing. I do like it coming back that quick, but I want a little more fade in. So I'm gonna do that to both of these. Blinkety blink. Okay, and now this one's right, so I'm gonna copy this one to that one. It's gonna ask me, do you really want to do that? And I'm gonna say, yes, I do. So I'm going to copy that new one down to these guitars here, which are right there. Yep. Okay, now let's listen here.
Golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift that rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. These are golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like.
Sounded kind of cool. I want it to be even more dramatic than that. So what can we do to make that happen? I just want to go to like Wonderland right there.
Through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on.
I think I missed the bass. I want the bass.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No
I want a new bass. Let's do a new bass guitar there. Just a thumpy synthy thing. Okay. New track. Instrument track. Should we do? Yeah. No, it's fine. I'm gonna call this synth bass. I'm gonna give it to you. And then we're gonna pull up, I'll plug in something like, Omnisphere. I like those inversions that the bass is doing, which are also done on the piano, which is kind of that. But the way the bass did it, it was just too rhythmic, and I just want it to be real linear in there. So.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on now.
Yeah, just like 4. Let's find a there's something called warm simple bass. Bells. I love that idea, Wilson. Thank you. Yeah, some Christmassy kind of bells in there. I'm going to disable these master bus plugins because they're giving me a delay. And I'm just going to play that in, just for now, on the BS. This will be loud for now, but 1, 2, 3, 4.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like.
Quantize that. Note on and note off. Yes. Quarter note's fine. And then turn it down.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Gift these are the golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on.
We want those other 2 an octave higher than that. Let's see.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Gift.
Sort of nice for now anyway. And then let's do Wilson's bells idea. I'm loving it. Yeah, like a synthy bell kind of thing. I think Omnisphere again will probably come to our rescue here. Bells. This is we're crowdsourcing the mix here. This is great. Omnisphere. There you are. We could also do like some kind of synth, but. And then I'm just going to search for anything that has bells in the title. And let's just go through. It's not horrible. Let's see. Let me give these bells to you so you can hear the bells. Not horrible, but They need to be real mellow. We can also filter them, of course, you know. So if we have a more harsh sounding thing, it's, you know, we can put a filter on it. I don't know if I want it to do that melody because the piano's doing it and I don't want to steal the thunder from the piano. Oh, I kind of like these. So like something that's not really like a orchestral thing. That's something that's more synthy. Let's try that in the mix and see how that feels. Hi Argentina. How's it going? Carlos. Buenos dias. ¿Qué hora es in Argentina? I guess it's probably same time as here, huh? Glad you're here. So that's kind of echoing what those vocals are doing. Na, na.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like
Okay, let's play it. Let's do it.
golden rays.
Wait, where is it? Where are my bells? Where are my bells? I'm gonna put these down with the keys because that's where they belong.
Freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these.
I'm gonna play the one actually. One more time on that.
Freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. These are the days. Oh, let's get along.
I kind of like a little transition there where some of the stuff like the vocals kind of linger longer than those just 2 bars or whatever that is that are in there. And I think I'm gonna not quantize these actually, or I'm gonna quantize them, but I'm gonna do it. Here's a secret for quantization, okay? You guys, note on eighth note, strength 85%. Do that. Wait, you're not looking at the screen. Quantization, strength 85%. Maintains some of the original kind of thing, but then makes it just so that it's in time. Let's put this out the keys bus.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present.
I almost want the background vocals to be filtered too.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these.
That's getting close. That's pretty cool.
Freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are.
I have a better idea. I'm gonna keep this playlist, but I'm gonna make a new one. I want the bells to actually come in a little early, bump, 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 doing something like that, and then have them be less chordy and more. But I will play that melody. So something. Or maybe that's a different sound. That's another sound.
Kiss on your freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like.
Yeah, maybe it was cool how it was.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No.
Let's do the high pass here.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Sleeps. Plant a kiss on your freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Gift these up. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No
I want him to come in maybe just there.
mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Gift these up.
And then let's also. No, we don't want to do that. Because I want the piano to be.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present.
Let me just get some context here. One sec.
It's great summer. Hidden road to a secret beach. Long days and longer sleeps. Plant a kiss on your freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time.
Okay, I know what we're gonna do. We want it to sound even more lonely, and the vocals coming in make it sound a little crowded, and not very lonely. It's pretty, but we may tweak this a little bit. But I'm gonna grab this this filtery thing, and I'm gonna put it on these backgrounds too. Okay. So.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time.
Might even help if the drums go away, even though we did all that work to filter them.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time. Golden rays.
Maybe they just turn down a little, or like a lot. Dun, dun, dun. Like -12. So it's still there. I like the idea of the pulse still there. Another option is to just have the kick drum on the ones. I like the kick drum in there. Like I don't want to kill it completely.
Golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist.
Whoops. I totally did this on the wrong track here. One sec. Need to do it on the drum track. Go to the volume. Yeah.
Rays. Warm sun on the
Okay. Where's it end?
on the wrist.
I'm gonna mark where it filter end, so I can more easily create things here. And then just bring the volume down, maybe -12 or so, and then do a little slide into that, and a slide out of it. Let's hear how that sounds.
Golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Get rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time.
almost want him to re-sing it. That's too much. That came down too much on the drums. I'm gonna make that a little more subtle of an effect there by doing that.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time.
The vocals are like too filtered now. I'm gonna.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time.
It's getting there though. It's getting close. Let's look at these vocals here. The high frequency gain. I'm just gonna go not quite as far down. So we can go down, but just not, just chill out a little bit. And then I'm also gonna increase, I think, the send to the reverb. I just want those to be super reverbed out, and maybe even make a special reverb for these.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Gift these rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like.
What would happen? See you later, Jim. Thanks for stopping by. What would happen if we just did kick drums every one? Let's just see what happens here if we mute like this. I guess I'll have to select all my drums here. One sec. Undo. Basically like that. And then just for now, we can just do like a copy paste kind of a thing, like this. And then for 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, so.
Warm sun. Rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist.
That's not what I meant to do. Hang on. I have the wrong spot here. Right there is where I should start it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So muting 2, 3, and 4. Like that. And then grabbing 1 and then duplicating that 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Gift these are.
That could be cool. It could also be cool for the kick drum to go to a delay right there. So it goes dun 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 dun. All this work just for one little section. It's worth it though.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the
dun, 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 dun. I like that idea. So I'm going to put that on the whole drum bus. Actually, I'm going to put a delay that only activates right there. So what we want to do is enable the automation for the bypass, and then go ahead and just turn it on from right there to right there. Actually, from right there to right there. That's fine. And then what do we want to do? What do we want it to do?
warm sun on the
Let's solo the drums. We want it to go da 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 da. What is that? That's an 8th note. So this grid is 16th, so I'm going to turn on 2, 4, 6, and then put the feedback at 8. And then I like to turn on some, well, I probably don't need to filter it because it's already filtered. That's not bad. Haha. Yeah, the funny thing about it, just doing it with this bypass mode, is that, yeah, it kind of comes on a little early. Okay, let's put it on the kick drum. No, I'm not gonna be able to do that because it doesn't want, because it's not stereo. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We just recreate this here. Yeah, and the reason is everything's going to that aux track, and so I need to automate the send to. I need to automate the send to it instead of, yeah. So how will I do this? I'm gonna just create a new thing called. Oh, I could have done it. I could have done it that way. That's fine. This is just called kick delay. And that's going to be its own little guy here, bus 3940, not being used yet. Is it? 30? Yeah. And then I'll automate the send from these kick drums to it. Actually, I could put this, I kind of want all the drums to go to it, to go to the aux. That's fine. Same thing. Same thing. I can just do it right here. There's a million ways to do the same thing here, but this is how we're going to do it. So there he is right here, kick delay. Grab that delay again. Maybe do this at 4 actually. And then I'm going to put this out, bus 31 and 32, so that it gets filtered automatically with the rest of the drums. That's fine. And then we're going to automate the send just for these kick drum tracks. Actually, no. We're going to automate the send for these drum tracks. So I'm going to go bus 39 and 40. And then that, I'm going to look at that on the automation section, and then that's going to go up from right there to right there. I don't know how much, maybe that much. Okay, that's okay, wait, hang on. Oh, it's because it's okay, why is it being funny on me? Doesn't sound right. I just wanted to go bop 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 bop. Okay, something's being sent somewhere twice here. Let's just pick, we're gonna pick another bus here. Oh, of course. I can't send it to bus 31, 32. I have to send it. Yeah, it's my fault. User error. Are you guys bored yet? This is part of it. This is part of the whole mixing thing. I'm gonna put this on there. That's fine. Okay, so now it'll do it. Now I'm gonna go back to this feedback at 4 here and see if that works better. Okay, not bad. Let's hear everything.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are.
Almost want to, like, weirdly, I want to turn off the effects on his voice. Might be sort of, I can't do that just on his. No, yeah, I can. I can automate the send from his voice. So that it goes to 0 right there. For just those 2 lines.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are.
But you see why I want him to re-sing it? Because he didn't sing it with that in mind. You know what I mean? He was singing it with the band going behind him. But if he was thinking of that sort of a vibe, it would probably be more warm sun in the ocean mist. Just a lot mellower. So I may bother him and make him come in and sing that one line again.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present.
I'm just gonna back up and get a little context here.
The last great summer, hidden road to a secret beach. Long days and longer sleeps. Plant a kiss on your freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. These are the days. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. These are the days. Oh, let's get along. Warm cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. Golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. These are the days. Plant a kiss on your freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No.
Let's put like a flanger on his voice just for that line. I just want him to be more. It's not his fault, but I want him to be more magical there. What should we put on him? This is like a synth, I think. We'll just use this. That's fine.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift.
That's not bad if I take the mix down. Enable the bypass automation. And then just turn it on for that line. It's going to be bypassed, except for these 2 lines will be unbypassed.
Rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like.
It's sort of like made it louder for some reason. I'm going to mellow that out a little bit and then bring the mix down also, like to 20% or 20.
Rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. Rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present. Rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like rays. Rays. present gift these are.
Yeah, I like just the idea that we're escaping reality there for a second, or we just kind of blacked out there for a second. That's the idea.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are. Rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are.
Okay, different approach. I'm gonna try to turn the reverb up on that section instead.
Rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are. The days. Plant a kiss on your freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. Plant a kiss on your freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are. The days. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are. The days. Oh, let's get lost. The last great summer. Hidden road to a secret beach. Long days and longer sleeps. Plant a kiss on your freckled cheek through golden rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are. The days. Oh, let's get lost and find each other. We know we're not getting younger. All my life I'm searching for. The last great summer, better than the one before. The last great summer. The last great summer. Let's get lost and find the summer. We know. In the old Vidal won't start, so we sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift these are. The days. Freckled cheek through golden rays.
I know I want the strings to come way up there at the end because everything else kind of drops off the map there. So we can just do that with clip gain there, which is very handy. Ah, we're missing our Hammond. That's what we're missing. How does the Hammond sound in that funny verse section there?
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift.
I think we get rid of it.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time.
Okay, I'm gonna do something else with these vocals. This is like, you know, this is like when if you're making a movie, that 4-second edit of like needs special effects and people work on it for a month and it's only for 4 seconds or 2 seconds or 1 second, or it doesn't even make it. That's the nature of this stuff. Like I got the basics down in an hour. And then it's just really going through and making everything special. And it might feel like nitpicky, but it's actually not. It's all just as important. All the little stuff is like just as important as the big stuff. Like getting this thing right, this little middle section right, it's just very important. So his voice reminds me of Bebo Norman's. Yeah, back in the day. I think he might know Bebo Norman. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him. But yeah, he ran kind of in that crowd back then. So yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these ahs out, bus 17 and 18, which is my shimmer verb. I use shimmer verbs in the studio. They sound nice.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. These are the days.
Probably just leave it on there, but then I'll also do it on the lead vocal. So lead vocal goes to bus 17 and 18, but just for that line, those two lines. And then I might also do another delay on the vocal, this half note delay.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like.
Yeah, so you can hear it kind of blooming there. Well,
warm sun on the ocean mist.
If I hit, well, wait, where is it? I heard it. Maybe it's not solo safed. Yeah, there it should be there.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the
Of course, the that shimmer is going through the guitar bus, which is filtered. So let's duplicate. Instead of bus 17 and 18, let's do a second shimmer verb on bus 21 and 22, and I'll put that here. I'm going to call that shimmer. And I've got this shimmer, this Valhalla shimmer. And I made a setting on here called Blue Sky, which, if you know, you know. The input of this is going to be bus 21 and 22. Solo safe, or solo whatever that. And then bus 21 and 22, and then give that a little goose.
Warm sun on the ocean.
Also, let's make this bus 21 and 22 instead of 17 and 18.
Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the rays. Warm sun on the ocean mist. Watch tan lines on the wrist. No time like the present gift. These are the days.
Sort of fun. Now let's deal with these guys here. I'm gonna mute these ones for now. Let's just see how these sound. I think I'm just going to bring one of Jesse up here and then one of his harmony up here, and I think that's going to be plenty sufficient. Okay, now the snare here, let's just make this guy a little more special. I had this verb snare. There he is. I'm just going to put these in here. We're going to quantize these with the full strength of the law. And take a listen here. Turn it down a fair amount, but it just gives a little extra tail to that snare. Since we wait so long for it to come in, we may as well make it extra special.
The last great summer, let's get lost and find the summer. We know we're not getting younger. Let's get lost and each other. We're not getting younger.
Sort of nice. Kind of nice, everybody. I'm feeling it. What do you guys think? Sound good? I think that's a good stopping point, or a good break time anyway. This is a good time to go grab a cup of tea, a little snack, or even a gin and tonic. Dries bought me that beer yesterday. I should go have that beer. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be right back. Stay where you are. All right. The cymbal at the end into the strings needs more sustain. Yeah, good call. Well, first of all, you guys, a Moscow Mule in a can. Cheers. It's not bad. I've had a couple of these. Trader Joe's. Okay, so Wilson, what'd you say? The cymbal into the strings needs more sustain. Okay. You're the one who needs more sustain. Let's hear this. It does kind of die quick. Let's grab another cymbal here. While we're doing stuff. I have a cymbal from here, this ride. Let's grab this one, and I am gonna import. I'm using import session data. And this is just gonna come here. And there it is. Just grab that and put that right at the end here. The good thing about having like quantized drums is that you can just place stuff on the grid and it will sound right. Better? What do we think? Is that better? Yeah, I'm still kind of massaging that end there. I do want it to. I'll probably do some stuff to make it sort of crescendo even more. You know, to just. Not sure what that is. You know, some automation stuff. Maybe adding a few things, but. Oh. And the other sort of big thing I'm going to do is. We're gonna take, and which we still could do while we're here, is I want some vocals to be echoing over the end there. So we have like all these different vocal parts going here. That's why I have a million tracks of background vocals. So we have the lead vocal, obviously, basically like this bridge outro section, which is like. We have the lead vocal, which is doing this.
Let's get lost and find the summer.
And then we have these girl background vocals, which are doing this.
The last great summer. The last great summer.
And then we also have these.
The last great summer.
And then we also have these I Feel Alives here. Yeah, these right here.
I feel alive. I feel alive.
So I want to take all of those and kind of put them like here and there, like they're it'll probably be like manually placing them and then putting like a bunch of reverb and delay on them, but it also might be Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. But I also might just do some delays on the background vocal bus so that they kind of keep going and cascade over the top of each other. But the idea there is kind of this memory of the things we just heard, just back in the background, but like just sort of looping over themselves. So that'll be like a whole, like another hour of like messing around with that kind of thing. Which to me is just fun. You get to work on music, you know. A wise man once said, and I've always remembered it. He said this: if you enjoy what you do, it's better if it takes a long time. Sometimes I have to remind myself of that, just sort of like pragmatically. I'm like, oh man, yeah, this is taking a long time, but it's like, are you enjoying yourself? Well, yeah. Well, then it's better. It's better if it takes a long time. It's good. I want it to take a long time. I'd rather have it take a long time. One of the things that I loved about the Abbey Road engineers, Lewis and Chris, who we were in the studio for 2 days with, was how unhurried they were about everything. Sometimes the mood in the studio can be like rushed and like, you know, let's make it happen. Let's go or whatever. But these guys, like Lewis had been there, like he's been there for 17 years, and he's just like not like slow or anything like that, but just not in a hurry to do anything. They had everything already set up by the time we got there, so all the the drum mics and all of that stuff was all pre-set up. Same thing for the strings. Like before the string quartet, they knew we were hiring a string quartet, and we told them that. And before we got there, everything was all set up and all run. Like cables run, everything, headphones, music stands, like everything was pre-run. So when we got there at 10 a.m., it was like all ready to go, that was something that was cool. But then, yeah, just like when we were getting drum sounds, I'm used to I sort of am from the Nashville school of do it quick, and that was one of the things that surprised me about working in Nashville was how fast everybody works. And that's kind of, I think my vibe is the Nashville kind of vibe, which is I work fast. I think LA maybe also kind of has that vibe, but yeah, at Abbey Road anyway, with those guys, it was yep, we're going to work on these drum sounds for a while. We're working on them, and yeah, it just took a while. But I think the benefit of that was when I'm working on these tracks and I literally have nothing on the kick in here, which never happens. But it's because this is what the kick sounds like. I have nothing on the kick out either. Zero. No effects, no EQ, nothing. I have nothing on it. Here's the kick in and the kick out together. If you turn this up. It's the right brightness. It's got enough low end. I just don't need to do anything to it. I could put a plug-in on it, but I just don't need to. Didn't reach for one. I do have a sample in there too, but it's pretty low actually. I sort of have a roomy sample because we didn't get we had a kick in, which was a Beta 52, which I never use, which is interesting that I even like it. But we had a kick in mic, which was a Shure Beta 52, and then a kick out, which was a FET 47, so a Neumann or a Telefunken FET 47. FET is field effect transistor, as opposed to tube, so it wasn't a tube mic, it was a FET 47, which is a common mic to use on a kick out, but it was pretty close. It was right up on the hole. So the kick out didn't really capture much of the room, and I think it's partially the way he processed it too. That is a very interesting kick out FET 47. That doesn't sound like the normal FET 47 to me. that almost sounds like another kick in. So using both of them together, it's just like, it's all you need. And then add the sample. Don't even really need the sample, but I just use it for like a little room sort of sound. Here's the room mics. I am brightening these up a little bit. Here they are unprocessed. You know, the room there, Abbey Road Studio 3, it's not huge, but it's about the size of room that I like. I don't actually like too big of a room, because it gets out of control too quick for me, and so I like kind of a medium-sized room. You know, I like a high ceiling, which that one had. Let's see if I have a picture here. On my Instagram. Not sure if you'll be able to see this. And I can't really focus this here because it's going to ruin the focus on me. But there it is. Go look at my Instagram if you want to see it. And just go back a little ways and you can see. Yeah, it's just sort of a square like room with non-parallel walls and a high ceiling. And there's a whole there's a second level lounge. It's just like the little touches that Abbey Road are just incredible. There's a second floor lounge that has speakers in it that are playing what the control room is hearing as well. And then there's a separate volume knob. So you can go up to the lounge and listen to what, they're hearing in the control room and have your own volume, and just like sit on the couch and like chill out up there. And then you can go out on this balcony, which overlooks the live room there. It's just so nice there. It's so nice. It's nicer than I thought it would be. I knew it was like Abbey Road is this legendary studio, but I didn't know how nice it was. There's like a cafeteria. You can go, so you never have to leave there. You eat lunch there. There's a gift shop. It's like a destination, man. That place is amazing. Not sure if I'll ever record there again in my life, but I will say this: I did write to the assistant engineer, and I was like, "Hey, are they hiring at Abbey Road?" And of course, they're not really with coronavirus right now, but. Back of the mind or whatever, that would be fun to work there. It'd also be fun to live in London because then you can take a train to Paris. It'd also be fun to live in Paris, but they speak French, which I don't speak. Anyway, if you're still with me, glad you made it. I am going to take a little breather. I'm going to drink this. If you got them, drink them if you got them, smoke them if you got them. And thanks for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow. On Fridays, I like to do a little bit more of a Ask Me Anything. I mean, I did last week anyway. And like last week, I had my guitar hooked up, and I was just like playing some tones. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Take a break from work all day and just kind of shoot the breeze, answer your questions. So tell your friends, and if you got any rando gear questions, or if you just want to shoot the shit with me, come on by tomorrow at 1 p.m. Friday. Is that May 1st? I think it's going to be Friday, May 1st, right? April, 30 days have September, April, May, and November. April, June, and November. May has 31. Yeah, so May 1st, I think, tomorrow. So a new month, a new day, a new Friday. We'll get together. I'll play some guitar tones for you guys, and maybe I'll put this camera on the pedal board down below there. Maybe I'll kind of move around the cameras a little bit, so you can see. Or maybe I'll hook up my phone, put the phone on the pedal board, have like a 4-camera thing happening. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for stopping by today. I like to keep these streams up for about 24 hours and then I delete them. So if you want to rewatch any of this, you can do that for the next 24 hours or so. But other than that, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you guys next time.